Hey guys, welcome to the show. This is the first episode of Shooting the Shit, where we're gonna document my real estate journey / my business. This first episode's gonna be a really special one, actually, because it's gonna really show you what it's like to live with a real estate agent in a point of view. Who are you? Who are you, my guy?
Vikas Mohan, aka Litlikevik.
Okay. And you are my everything, my hubby, my best friend, my boyfriend, my wifey, my mommy, my daddy, my brother, my sister. He's my everything, all right? And he has a first hand living with me. So he's gonna kind of show what it's like to live with a real estate agent from the third point of view, because I can't look at myself. Well, I have some type of self-awareness.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can't really view yourself, all right, every day from a standard, right? So what we like to go through first is really tell you what my schedule is like of being a real estate agent, and it's really transitioned over the years, right? So right now I'm waking up at 4 a.m. He's a trooper. He wakes up with me. Little do the people know, he actually wakes up really early, just on a regular basis. And why is that? You wake up at like 5:30, like on a Friday, on a Saturday, on a Sunday when everyone's sleeping in. What do you think that comes from?
Honestly, I only need 6 hours of sleep. So after my 6 hours of sleep, I'm up and I get restless in bed. I don't like to lay around, so I gotta get up and move. So that's what I do. I get up and get my day started.
And people think that I'm waking him up, but truly, he's just an early riser, right?
4
This guy's just a really early riser.
4 a.m., you are waking me up. But I can, it's not that bad.
Okay, he's a really good guy. He does wake up at 4 a.m. with me while I'm getting ready and I'm throwing everything together, because I should really do a better job of getting my clothes ready and my food ready the day before, but I don't. So I'm like pretty much scrambling around at 4 a.m. trying to get my stuff in the dark, so I don't wake him up, but I already woke him up. So he's up. So he actually makes coffee for me, which is the sweetest thing. This guy's the sweetest thing. He makes coffee for me in the morning, and usually he gets back to bed and kind of chills in bed before he kind of starts his own day, but I'm out by 4:30, get to the gym by 5, and from there, I work out to exactly 6:20. 6:20, I get into the sauna and I meditate for 10 minutes, and then by the time I'm out and ready, I'm on the phones to role play with whoever is going to pick up in the morning at 7 o'clock before we role play with Mr. Chad Cooley, one of my top coaches here on the Breakfast Club from 7:30 to 8. And by the way, guys, if you guys need a sales coach, he's one of the best out there. He's probably better than if you guys. Oh, I can't be naming names, but there's people on YouTube that I'd be watching, and I can vouch that he's probably better than one of them. Better than them. So, anyways, what do you think it's like for you that you kind of feel like you're kind of like thrown into it as well? Does it mess up your sleep schedule? Like, how do you think you have to transition throughout this time?
I've always been able to wake up early. It's not been a big problem, but as the years gone by with living with you, we moved into this house in 2019?
Like 2018, right?
No, 2019.
I don't know.
October 2019. I know exactly when we bought this house.
He has a better. This guy has a better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, ever since 2019, every year I already called it out. You slowly have progressed. We started at 6:30 in the morning in 2019, and then you moved to 6.
Was it 6:30?
6:30.
What was I doing at 6:30?
You were working at oil and gas company coding.
Okay, well, this is before real estate,
Yeah, this is before real estate. So you're waking up 6:30 the first year, right? And then once you switched to real estate wholesaling, whatever, you went to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And then as year one, at 6 month mark, you were like, I need to get up earlier. You switched it to 5:30 a.m.
I don't know what I was doing at 5:30 though. What was I doing at 5:30?
You work out. You go and you get your workout in.
No, because there's no way. Because at that time, I would have to be in the office by 7. There wouldn't be enough time.
Yeah, I don't think you were in your office at that time. You were working from home still as a real estate. You first 2 years of your real estate journey, remember, you were working from home. And then you're like, all right, I need a fucking job.
Oh, you know what?
Like,
so, yeah. Like, once you... I think a lot of it, like, being a better real estate agent is that you have to manage your time better, in my opinion. So, as me managing my time better, I realized that I couldn't wake up as late. So, 5:30.
Yeah, and then you got it at 5, and you were doing 5 for like a year. I don't know what you were doing at 5.
I think I was meditating.
Yeah,
like, at one point I was
meditating
meditating.
till 6 or something,
Yeah.
and then as you left, you get ready at 6:30, then you leave the house at 6:30. And you go at 7, and then you get your workout done midday. You do your workout at lunch. That's what your schedule used to be like. Remember that? 5 a.m. and then you do that. Then, I don't know when, I think like a year ago, you switched to 4 a.m. Or like 6 months, 7 months ago, you switched to 4 a.m. You're like, I need an extra hour. I'm not going to work out in the afternoon now. I'm going to work out in the morning.
You know, but I really like that 11 o'clock a.m. workout. And I still got my meditation in the morning, but the 11 a.m. is like when everything started kind of like doling out, your coffee is going down, you're not as sharp, so like get back into the gym, you work out, you get your cardio going, you're like, all right, I'm back on radar. I kind of miss that, but I guess the benefit of waking up at 4 in the morning and working out prior is that like you're sharp before you start calling. I don't know, it's a give and take.
It depends on certain people, right? Like, I think I like to work out in the, I don't know, middle of the day better for me because I have more energy to do a better workout.
Yeah.
Compared to like in the morning of the day. But we used to work out back in the morning.
No, yeah, I definitely was weaker.
But then after, like you said, if I worked out in the morning, like 2 o'clock came around and I was dead. I was like, I was off of the I was just like, nothing's hitting. I'm just like crashing. So yeah. I'm
still trying to figure that out because after that 2 p.m. hits, like it's game over. There's nothing up here. There's nothing up here, guys. Like I can't function unless you get me like going on a listing appointment because then I'm just trying to make it through, especially if I eat something. But yeah, so. Back to the schedule. I think after the role play Breakfast Club at 8 o'clock, then we'll hop on the phones for about 3 hours to 11 to 12, do some admin work. And then there's the coaching sessions, and then pretty much appointments, and or if you haven't gotten an appointment yet, or two appointments at this point, you gotta get back on the phone. I think a lot of people don't realize that real estate agents they have a routine as well. It's not so much.
I mean, everyone has that routine, right?
Actually, I don't know. It's really weird because I feel like a lot of different agents work differently.
Yeah, but obviously, like you said, the more organized you are, the more of a routine you have, the more you can be disciplined and like get your shit done. Because if you don't, I mean, it's especially as a real estate agent, because you have to you have to have appointments, you have to have certain amount of things, you have to hit people or get to certain cross Houston, wherever you need to get to. So
versus an agent that is a buyer's agent, though.
Oh yeah.
Versus an agent that does social media. Like I'll do prospecting through like cold calling. Everyone's kind of different. Mm-hmm. People get leads through social media. I think people get leads through Zillow leads.
Don't you market? What do you do for your marketing?
For my marketing, I just like strictly cold calling. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much.
You can be door knocking and stuff too, though.
I'm not gonna lie, I should do more.
I thought you. The other day, though. I was on the phone. You're like, "Hey, I'm gonna be going door."
Oh yeah, I do, but it's not consistent enough. So like, I'll have a site. I'll have like a pre open house plan, which is the only time I'm consistent door knocking. Which is before open house, I try to generate as much activity as possible. So like that whole entire week, I'll circle prospect the neighborhood. And then a couple of days out, I'll try to door knock the whole neighborhood and invite people in. The success rate with that, I would say, probably like brings in an extra 2 or 3 people. We're still working with that. We're trying to see if we can get an extra 10. That'd be more of a high level thing, right? So for you, like living with a real estate agent, what do you think I should be more self-aware about?
What do you?
We're talking as a couple point of view.
Self-aware about?
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't that also differ from person to person? Like, are you talking about as a generalization?
Because we have this conversation all the time where like being a real estate agent has affected our relationship.
Well, that's because when you get into doing something, you become very one-track minded. So like when you want to work, you are a very dedicated and hard worker. But
appreciate that.
But that's all you do. So like you do that for like 10 hours a day for 5, 6, 7 days a week sometimes, and then it's hard for you, like you said, after your day's over, your brain is mush. It's hard for you to operate. So it's sometimes like there was a while where you were coming home like. There was like you just leave your shirts, your suits, your things, around like the living room. I felt like I was picking up after a child. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. See.
But
didn't hear that.
Other than that, no, you've gotten better at it. Like there was a time where like it would take you a week to do the dishes in the sink or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we're honest. This is the honest podcast, right?
It's a transparent podcast. So I can only appreciate what he's saying right now, and it's true. It's like. You're being a professional all day, and myself, as a person, I'm a very, like, what's the word you call it? Like, a hippie? No, like, not a hippie.
For what?
Me as a self as a person. I wouldn't consider myself, like, a professional person. I'm kind of, like, I'm not wild, but more so, like, if I were to get home after a long day of just trying to be composed, like, my version of composed.
No, everyone decompresses.
And the first thing that is just strip, kind of like starfish on the couch.
Get free. It's basically you're getting free from the shackles of society because you're taking off your suits, your jackets. The shackles of society. That's corporate life. That's kind of like in a way.
But do you think that part of that, like you're saying corporate life, is that you're saying it's corporate, but maybe I should be more myself in real life? Like the
I always told you that'd be easier.
I
always told you that would be easier. Like when you make your real estate videos, you should crack your dark humor jokes. You should be yourself, be your crazy wild self. And you've seen those real estate videos that those dudes are just like cursing while he's showing a home or some shit. He's being himself, living the same shit.
But would you say that's not someone can take that in a way where they're trying to hire a real estate agent to sell their house?
At the end of the day, it's your business, right?
No, I want to know what your point is.
Okay, but at the end of the day, it's a business. It's your business, and you got to specify what kind of clientele you're going for.
What if it's just like, I want to work with everyone. Like, I want to work with all the sellers. But, like, don't you think that if you were a seller trying to sell your house...
But if you're a generic baseline seller, then what makes you stand out from the rest of the crowd?
Like a listing agent?
They can go to another listing agent that has A, that they relate to more, or B, they just look at it and they're like, oh, I want to go with that person. Or someone calls them like, you guys are fighting with each other, you guys cold call someone, well, I like your voice, let me play with you. Oh, and next person calls the same person, oh, I want to go with you instead. Bro, what are you guys talking about? Like, you guys do this all the time. I know, it's a fight for all,
but at the end of the day, it's like how you stand out professionally, right? Because if you're on the phone, you're not seeing me and myself, you're seeing me.
Is it easier to stand out professionally, though, or is it easier to stand out being yourself? As a fellow creative, as someone who makes things, I can only vouch for the creative side of being yourself. Because if I had to form it and if I had to be more corporate in terms of like music and creation, then I can't do that side of it. It doesn't make sense to me.
But people don't know he's an artist. Yeah. Would you call yourself a rapper, an artist, a hip hop, or he's an artist because his music has transitioned over time, like from like just straight rap to. Like alternative hip hop, just like different sorts. So he's an artist, and so I feel like you like to stand out by being a creative.
Yeah.
But like, if someone were to come in and be like, "You're trying to sell your home," would you like me as a creative to come in?
100%. It gives you the flavor of your real estate. They're like, "Oh, that person stood out to me." To me, that's what matters. But I'm a different type of person, so. Remember, like you can't.
So as long as I speak a certain way, but I can dress a certain way, and you'll be cool with it. Like if I came in with like. What is an absurd outfit?
So to me, the professionalism of everyday life, even in general, people doing their jobs, doesn't matter to me. If I was buying like a car and a car salesman wasn't wearing like the fanciest suit and tie, but he was wearing a regular polo, like an outfit of the dealership or whatever. Like I wouldn't not buy from him, or I wouldn't even if he was in street clothes. But even
in street clothes.
If he was in street clothes, but he was talking like he knew his stuff.
So if
he talking like he knew his stuff, I was sold on his personality, and he got me a deal. I'm buying from him. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying?
It was like baggy jeans, not like saggy. Like what is absurd? I'm trying to think of an absurd outfit here, but Okay, minus the car
Like,
sales.
if he was butt naked, I wouldn't be buying from the man, right? Like, if he was
No, not
not
butt
wearing
naked.
not clothes, but as long as the man's wearing some clothes, I feel like if you could talk to me as a person, like, what do they remember what they say about the people that are like the richest people in the world? What do they wear? The most, they're like wearing a t-shirt. And
Yeah, but we're
like,
talking about someone who, like, they have no longer to prove themselves. I feel like they don't have to portray it. It's kind of hard because I feel like
I think it also
some point,
depends
like,
on your career, like you
yeah.
said, right? The president can't go out and walk in.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Like,
unfortunately,
for
because
the
that's
president.
his job, right? So, like you said, your job is different. Your job has a balance of professionalism.
Like, I couldn't just be wearing, like, jeans and,
Yeah,
like,
but
show up and, like, hey, like, I'm so excited to sell your house.
Yeah, but your job has a balance of professionalism mixed in with also you guys are entrepreneurs, like self-working business people, like to do your own business. So you need creativity with the professionalism. And some people only be professional, some people are only creative, but we live in social media age. What works more, professionalism or creativism in this
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both, but the creativity nowadays is what steps you out from like the other professional real estate agents. Unless you know mouth to mouth, social networking. Unless you have the connections that make the world go around, then you have to make it somehow in this industry.
I like that perspective. You know,
Yeah.
see, I need to employ some of his creative.
You already do. I saw it in
endeavors.
some of your videos. Like your personality comes out, but I could tell you're restraining yourself.
Yeah.
Like you're like it comes out and you're like little your mannerisms, like you crack one or two jokes at the end of the video. I saw like your last video where you cracked like a joke at the end of it, or
Which reel was
you were
this?
like, guys, come here, buy now, like buy right now. Like if you need to call,
Oh,
call
did
me
you show you
right
that?
now.
Did I show you that?
No, I saw your video. And
I didn't
watched
post it yet.
Yeah, I know. That's
But
just,
you guys will see it.
That's just how you know I'm your biggest supporter. But yeah. So that showed a little bit of you, and when I see little bits of you that's actually you, that's not like this real estate agent Ashley, that sticks out to me more.
Right?
That sticks out to me more. Even your friends too, your closest group of friends say that too. They're like, hey, like you actually be you, do that dark humor jokes, be the funny person that you make us all laugh.
I don't know.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like you're
Don't you make your coworkers laugh?
I don't know. Guys, what do you think? I'm funny? I'm funny? Oh, fine. I'll take a poll from that. I'll let you guys know. But it is true. So I gotta employ some of that creative. But back to what we were saying earlier. I come home, just like throw everything everywhere, and he has to, I guess, pick up it sometimes, which I am not proud of. We can always be better, right? But yeah. So you would say that being self-aware, I should just, be aware of what I'm doing around the house.
No, I think it's just that you're so done off of work that, like, I get why you do that. But you've gotten better. It's not as bad since I called you out on it.
Yeah.
Like, when I call you out on stuff, then you, like, it, like, somewhat clocks in your head a little bit, and, like, you're, like, doing a little bit of some. The sofa is your dumping spot, though, for the clothes now. It's the sofa.
Yeah, it really,
I realize
it's just so easy.
It's the one-seater. It's the two-seater is ours, but the one-seater is your bag, and your thing goes right there.
Okay, guys, let me tell you about that, like, living room layout. When you walk through the door, there's no, like, coat rack. There's not really a shelf.
There's not a. What do you mean there's no coat rack, bro? Open the closet. There's a coat rack.
Well, like, if I'm coming in with, like, my gym bag, like, I'm not going to that closet to, like, hang out.
No, the thing is, we need a
And
spot
that-
for your gym bag because
yeah.
you can't reach the top of mine.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if you walk in, there's only, like, a love seat and an extra recliner on the side. And we don't have a coffee table because we have 3 dogs, and it's kind of crazy. Like, I want some room for them to lay down, right? So, like, the easiest thing for me to do is throw my gym bag onto the couch, onto the recliner. Not the love seat, because the love seat is for you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, like, in the morning, whenever I'm like, oh, fuck, like, I need to, like, get my clothes, I take my gym clothes from the day prior, and sometimes I'll throw the clothes from the day before onto the couch before I head out, and I put my, like, my new clothes in, and I, like, head out, and then sometimes that just kind of, like, piles up over time, which I understand.
It's okay. We all have things that we don't like to do in the house.
Yeah.
Understandable. I hate folding laundry, but nowadays it's like once you do it, you leave
Yeah.
it on the bed, so I can't sleep, so I have to fold it.
Yeah,
It's like
that's why I leave
forces
it. But
me to
sometimes
fold
you do
it,
put it
shit.
on, like, that thing,
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's
that's
like
when
it
I'm
just
really
stays
lazy.
there for a
I'm
week.
really lazy, yeah.
But yeah. One of those things I would say also, like, being someone who has to, like, run around all the time, I think the main thing that I'm trying to be better myself is, like, having that time to cook or clean during the week.
Honestly, I don't think you're gonna be able to cook during the week. I think it's just
Yeah.
too hard. But I'll give you props, you cooked yesterday. And it was a great meal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think Saturday and Sunday is the only days you actually are available to cook. So I'm not gonna expect you like Monday through Friday to help in the kitchen.
I know, it's kind of hard, right?
It's not doable for you. I understand. Like you come home at like 5, 6. Like I'd rather me already have the food ready.
Yeah.
So we can eat together. And then spend whatever we get to spend 2.5 to 3 hours together max every day.
I'd say like 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
I know.
Like depending on when you come home.
Because
if you come home at 5, we spend 2 hours.
We include that eating time too.
Yeah. But if you come home at 5, we spend 3 hours. If you come home at 6, we spend 2. Like it depends on when you come home.
Well, but
some
now
days you come home at 4. Some days you come home at 5. Some days 6. Some days 7 p.m. on your appointments.
One of the things like I feel like having a coach is like they just kind of push you a little bit harder, and like sometimes they just kind of push you to see where that edge or that limit is. And this time my coaches like Chris Hardy, Yolanda, and Coley, they're saying like at this point in time they're trying to push me to set 2 appointments a day, and it gets to a point where I'd be making 5 hours of phone calls ready and only set 1. So how far can I take it? I'll come home and make more phone calls, and it's kind of like squeezing that room to do anything.
I don't know how you have enough brain juice to do that.
I don't.
Coming home,
I really don't.
More calls.
No, I really don't. So I feel like that just kind of squeezes the time. Do you feel like I'm not there when we speak during the week?
Sometimes. Depends on how your day goes.
Yeah.
If you had a rough day, if you had a long day, or like you had, or you only got 1 appointment, you didn't get your 2, or like depends on your day. Or you dealt with a client that ghosted your ass, so like you went.
Dude, those are the worst.
You drove 2 hours, and the guy's like, "No, I'm not interested anymore."
No, tell me why though. As a grown ass man, I'm sorry, like any grown ass person. How do you not have the ability to just text someone back?
Yeah,
oh.
There you go. It's still like there's like one hair right there. There you go.
Okay. No, but okay. How do you have the ability as a grown person not to just text someone back like, hey, like we can't meet today, or hey, I'm not interested in selling.
It's the easiest thing to do.
You ghost, I'm gonna come over at your doorstep and it's gonna be fucking awkward, right? Don't you think? Like, wouldn't that be just an awkward situation itself?
I have someone that's in sales, Ashley. You know how many times I've been ghosted by appointments?
Yeah,
I literally call them up, set an appointment with them, they come to the first meeting with me, and then the demo, they're like, I didn't say any reason. It's a business. They have a business decisions in hand. $30,000 to $50,000 online. They don't give a shit. They're like, I'm just gonna not talk to that person anymore. It's easier to say no. It's easier than saying no. Just avoid them. They don't exist.
That is true. It is easy to say no.
So every grown person, regardless, whatever you do, it's easy to ghost them. It's easier to avoid responsibility.
Unless they show up on your doorstep.
Avoid responsibility. Even then, I ain't opening the door. Like some people are like,
open the door.
Don't open the door.
You want to open the door for me?
Bro,
you know that's funny.
What a power home remodeling came to our house, started bothering our house. We didn't even open the door. I was like, dude, I'm not opening the phone. You know, they called our ass. We blocked their number.
Oh my
they
god.
called me from a different
I feel kind of bad thinking about it.
I don't feel bad at all.
Okay.
There's a point of going over the line, and why I hated cold calling for a reason is they don't know when to stop. And when I told them we're not getting any news anytime soon.
No, as a person that prospects through calling, I would say I will not stop calling you until you give me a straight no. That's one of the things about like being a persistent person. You could just pick up the phone and say no. For the viewers at home, okay, there was this one time where we had people come over and do our windows.
Power.
Was this after or before?
What?
The first time we did our windows.
We only did it one time.
But this was after we actually remodeled our windows, right?
Yes. Yeah, we've already done the windows. They were calling us to give us a discount quote on the rest of the house, as they say.
Yeah, and Vikas, this guy here, he's a real nice guy. Like, he's probably one of the most genuine guys I know. But for some reason, every time people call him, he sets that appointment without discussing with his wife. All right? So he set that appointment with the windows, and I came home, and I was like, hell no, we're not meeting with anyone. And I don't know what happened. We went on a walk with our dogs, right? We went on a walk, and then
I'm trying to remember this situation.
But the thing is, these people are smart too because they don't call to confirm. They don't call to confirm. They just show up. So you have like no ability to like cancel on them, which I think is kind of wasting time there. Unless,
we haven't done any further business with them.
Well, we didn't have a need to do any further business with them, but they did show up. There's like 3 of them, and we were on a walk. We came back, and they were like, "Hey, like."
Sorry, guys.
And then he had to be like, hey, no, we're not interested.
Yeah.
But it was an awkward conversation. Like, we were just kind of staring at each other. I was standing on the side with the dogs. So, yeah, guys, if you set an appointment with someone, at least tell them you're going to cancel. Okay? And I would have told them myself they had called me, but I forgot where we were going with this.
Is there like is there a person in your office, would you say, that has like the least ghosting cancellations on them kind of thing?
Oh, that's a good one. So
Is there something that they're doing that they're like not having as many ghosts or cancellations?
what we call in the office is that it's like the appointment to go on ratio. My appointment to go on ratio gotten better over the years. Over the last 2 years, it was like 8 to 5 to 4. I think this year is actually like 3 to 1. Like I'll set 3 appointments to actually go on one appointment.
Mm-hmm.
That is a major topic in the office, and I would say the best person for that, I don't know. I think it might be a guy in our office, Alex Hunter. His conversational skills are insane. Like, he'll be on the phone for 30 minutes to an hour.
So it's that making that longer connection then.
Well, yeah, because you have to connect with someone because they don't know you, and it's so easy that everyone else is, like, pounding their phones left and right. Like, how do you...
separate yourself?
Yeah. But something that we're doing now, I started doing now is I started sending, like, videos of myself before I meet someone. Like, hey, excited to meet you. You know... I forget something about their goal. Like, hey, I'm excited to meet you. I know your goal is to get here.
It's like a personalized video.
Yeah, and I'll say their name. I used to just send just a random,
like a general
one.
Yeah.
But now I'll say their name and I'll send it directly to their phone. The bad thing about an Android is that we can't send videos to iPhones. I'm like, it pisses me off a little bit.
Oh gosh.
Like, I can't send videos, so now I have to go get the software. I think I use Loom now. I use Loom to send personalized videos.
And it's like a link, and then just open it and send
But what's the chances they're gonna
open a link?
Open the link, right?
I mean, you already set the appointment with them?
I set the appointment with them, but keep in mind, like,
not everybody's gonna open that link.
Yeah. And one thing that we're told to do is as well is, like, if it's, let's say, like, I set it for 2 days out, the next day I should, like, go to their door, depending how good the appointment is, and, like, drop off a listing package. Like, hey, you know, we're supposed to meet tomorrow. I don't want to take too much time. I'm actually hand delivering a pre-listing package for you. I haven't done that yet.
I'm wondering if I went to, like, when I was working at, like, Dark Trace, if I had gone to these IT managers' houses and been like, hey,
probably would have stand out.
It's different because they're working for a business. So it's like, that's a whole different type of atmosphere. But people do business face to face more. Because I saw, like, some of the enterprise clients, they were doing their businesses. They're like, going to their, like, cities or where they were at. And they're like, hey, I just happen to be in your city, by the way.
I happen to be
I happen to be in your city. Would you like to grab a lunch this time, this time? And they'll kind of I don't know how they do it, but they'll, like, force themselves into
That's kind of like what our version is.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Is that what you would call guerrilla warfare? Is that what is that?
It's like it's like a hunter mentality.
Hunter mentality.
Yeah.
But it works.
No,
Anything to stand out.
In sales, right?
No, I've read books where, like, they would go up to the office, do some random stuff to, like, get past, like, from this like the assistant
or whatever. Yeah.
What was your way to get past assistant?
Dude, it was the hardest thing because doing it via the phone is the hardest thing in the world because you're telling them.
Do you like smooth talk them? Like, can you smooth talk like hey, like?
You just have to be like, hey, how's it going? Hey, remember I called? Like, yeah, how's it going? And then they're obviously gonna say the person's too busy, they're not ready to talk right now.
Yeah,
and then
but do you like personalize with the secretary? Like
you basically
want
to look. If you can find the secretary on LinkedIn, you can because then you can find out where she went to school. You can find out like things about it.
Like I feel
sales is creepy. What do you mean? You are cold calling strangers all day long. Is that not creepy? What do you mean a little bit?
No,
creepy?
not at all.
You go to a random stranger's house you don't know in the north side of Houston, in the south side, in all these sketchy ass areas. You just knocking on doors. You don't know nobody. It's Texas. They could come up with a gun in their
I think it's the ambiance, the vibe you give it. Like if I came in like hot, and I was like. Well, the door knock is pretty strong.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But like, I'll step back.
That sounded like the police right there. That sounded like the cops right there, dude.
You know, like, how harmful could I be if I step back and I'm...
I don't think it's you being harmful. It's other people could be harmful to you.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know how to...
Don't be naive. You're naive.
All right. The conversation that we have, usually, like, a lot of the times, we have this conversation of, like, me being safe, me bringing a gun... me having like tasers or something, Now, if you were a homeowner, and this is my point of view, if you were a homeowner and someone showed up in your house with like a freaking like Glock on their side or whatever, you get strapped in, would you feel comfortable letting that person into your house, right?
I mean, you don't have to walk in with a Glock. First of all, Texas is concealed carry.
Yeah, well, it's like...
You're concealing it.
Well, I mean, it is concealed.
Right,
Is that concealed?
No, it's if you're talking about if you open it with a holster, like that's open carry, right? Like you can keep it concealed if you wanted to, but I didn't say you have to walk with a gun. You have a taser, you have pepper spray.
Okay, but where would I put the where would I
the pepper spray attaches to your keychain. No one's gonna say shit to it. The taser, same thing in your back pocket.
People don't know about that like pepper spray is that it malfunctions and it like
malfunctions.
I'll show you. Like
you seen the comedy videos when they spray it backwards in their own face. That's the only thing that prevents it from spraying backwards.
But the lock gets unlocked very easily.
The only thing you can do is spray it in the air and go and like sniff it up afterwards. At the moment you spray it, well, first of all, you're only spraying it when you need to, right? When you're in a situation.
But we gotta go fast release, right?
So you need some self-training classes or something like that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Okay, what if it blows back in my face? That's not...
Well, are you doing it outside on a windy day?
We're doing it inside the house, but it's like
it shouldn't be blowing back in your face. It's not going to be blowing back. It's not going to blow back.
In the air. It's in the air.
Yeah, but just you do it and you run. You get the fuck out of there. No one pepper sprays and just sits there like, oh, you good? Nah, you pepper spray that shit and you dip. You get the fuck out of there.
Okay, I see your point.
Or a taser. Do a taser. A taser is, you're this close.
No, okay.
And the moment that shot comes, they're letting go of everything. They can't do shit to you. No one's dying from a taser.
Let's replay this, all right?
So I'm like,
you're the creepy man. Like at this point, I'm not. We're having all right. I'll be the creepy man. No, you be the creepy man. Right? No.
This is how I'll defend. If I was you, this is how you defend yourself.
Okay. Because you can't just start spraying when no one has done anything yet, right?
Yeah, of course. It's when you feel threatened.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so
at what point do you feel threatened, right? So now I'm
what point do you feel threatened? You're the one that's been going on these appointments with these creepy men and everything like that.
Okay,
you tell me what
You're
point.
not that creepy. There's just sometimes when men don't know how to, like, know the line, the border. But...
You tell me when is creepy enough. Like, what if I'm just talking to you sitting here and like you're like showing me the contract, sliding me the contract, and I'm like, hey there, how's it going? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I don't think it gets like that's not when it gets. I don't know when it gets creepy. I have never been in a creepy situation.
What are you talking about? Dudes taking pictures of your buttocks and shit.
Okay, if we're in a dark room, like one of my clients, I thought it was a very creepy situation. He turned out to be a really cool guy. He was just it was just his house was really dark. So, see, like, I could have misinterpreted him.
Okay, but you're not using a taser or a pepper spray, like you said, unless you're feeling threatened.
Okay, but at what point? Okay, so at what...
What point would you use a gun?
Huh?
You talking about having a gun.
We're not doing the gun thing.
You told me to get you a gun.
Okay,
right?
but it's not going to happen anymore. Because now that we're talking about it...
You realize you couldn't pull out a gun and shoot somebody in the fucking face.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But at some point, I would have to feel uncomfortable enough to be like, this is too much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but like they're grabbing you. Like they're holding on to you and they're not letting go.
Okay, but then I couldn't reach for them.
You have another hand, what you mean? I couldn't reach. Yeah, if I grab both your hands, yes.
Let's play this out, right? Let's play this out. You grab my arm.
Yeah, I'm like.
Okay, but you're actually trying to like.
At first, you're obviously like thinking like, oh, why is he got my hand? You're trying to move away.
Hey,
but then it's like tighter. And then you're like, oh shit! Look at that pause that gets under your face.
But you wouldn't just let go.
Oh yes, I would. You would. Pepper spray in my face, dude. You know how pepper spray hurts. Pepper spray, baby.
Okay, hold on.
It's literally stinging you. It's literally like, it's attacking your face. So the moment that happens, usually the moment reaction not to keep holding on. I'm not gonna. If I'm holding you through that, I'm a maniac. I'm like this.
Wait. Let's have a conversation. I'm wearing glasses, so I am you now.
Yes.
I'm you. I look kind of cute. Anyways, I'm you, and I'm that man. I got glasses on, so that pepper spray is not gonna hurt me as you think. Okay, now.
It's breathing.
Oh wait, hold up. I got you now.
It's pepper spray. The moment
You're coming
it gets
back to my room now. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, let's
go. Come on. Yeah, I don't think you know what pepper spray is.
Well, you know.
The moment you spray it in the air.
Right.
If you spray it in his direction of his face, if it goes in your throat, you're choking. It instantly clogs up your throat. It instantly blocks. Have you not tried? Remember that one time you tried some shit and we were fucking dying in the room?
No, I don't remember
You sprayed a really, really small amount and in the room. And all it took was like, we couldn't even be in the fucking room. It's that potent. That thing went, when you look up how pepper spray works, can I have my glasses, please? When you look up how pepper spray works, you'll
so
see.
You don't think he'll be holding on
There's
anymore
no
at this point?
way.
There's no tussle.
There is no way. Pepper spray goes in you. It blocks your nose. It blocks your mouth. You're coughing. You're like, it's choking you up.
If there was a tussle, I would be screwed in that.
There's
smoke.
not gonna be a tussle. Trust me. When cops pepper spray people, the person isn't fighting the cops still. They're like, they're dying on the fucking ground. Alright? They're dying on the ground.
I really want to like pull a video up now. Like I kind of just want to pull up a video.
All of our devices are used for recording, unfortunately.
But like kind of want to see like how the people react to that. But if there was a tussle, I'd be screwed.
For future podcast show, you should do that. You should have like a.
Yeah.
I think we should figure out a way where maybe one of the phones isn't recording, so you can use one of the phones as like a YouTuber or whatever you need to watch videos and shit on, so you can like react to it. Yeah.
This is how people are brainstorming for
future ideas
and things like that.
Well, this is your first episode.
It is my first episode.
Did you decide on a logo, a name?
Are we keeping this in here? Oh, let's just say okay. We can keep it in there.
You can keep whatever you want.
Yeah, shoot the shit. Shoot the shit. We're shooting the shit right now.
You did say shoot the shit in the beginning.
I did like shoot it. Yeah, we're shooting the shit. I would say like for more like business oriented.
A logo for shooting the shit.
I mean, shooting the shit.
Would be a gun shooting like a.
Like a poop.
like the turn, like those comedy guns, like the thing that comes up like surprise, and it comes out like that, but it's surprise with like the poop emoji. It's like it's like shooting the shit.
That'd be kind of cute, yeah. And then I would say like for more like serious. I don't know how serious it gets, right?
See, this is also another balance of professionalism versus creativity.
I do agree, because I have my other coach, Chris. He's a very funny guy. The guy, he'll just like crack jokes for hours by himself. He could do it. He could do a whole stand-up comedy show for 2 hours, 3 hours.
Has he done a stand-up comedy before?
I don't know. Maybe he should try. I should talk to him about it.
You guys should do that for one of his dares. You go, hey Chris, you have to do a 1 hour comedy routine special. Like if you lose one of the bets or something like that.
Yeah.
You have to do a 1 hour.
I feel like he would enjoy it though.
At a bar.
Like,
yeah.
if he was
at a bar, like in a public setting. In a public setting.
If he was an improv, that would be hilarious to see Chris do that. What was I saying?
Sorry, I interrupted you. You were talking about how Chris was like himself, like he's kind of.
Oh, he's a very funny guy. I remember. Yeah, he's a really funny guy. But when it comes to talking about real estate, like he has a switch that he is like it's killer mode, like right. So you're not really talking about other stuff other than real estate. Like when it comes to his podcast and stuff, because he has like, okay, it's game time. Like we're talking about real estate and how we can make this dough. So, yeah, maybe for something like that, I would say maybe like putting your money where your mouth is.
You could have like a two-sided kind of thing of it, like like where it's like one.
Like a flip coin.
Yeah, like so like hey, this week is gonna be this week, and then next week is gonna be this week, and then this week they can like keep alternating basically.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it could be something like that.
I'm kind of excited to show you the paintings. Did I show you the paintings already?
No.
I'm gonna show it to you, but yeah. So, that's what it's like to have a female real estate agent where you're worried about constantly getting raped and worried. From 1 to 10, how worried are you on the daily?
Not like I'm worried daily, but when you tell the times I get worried is when you call me and you're like, or I see your location and you're literally in butt fucking nowhere in northeast, or you're like, hey baby.
Dude, these appointments take you far.
Or you're like, hey baby, I'm kind of in a sketchy area, and I'm like imagining the worst of the worst when you're saying this. I'm imagining like you're easy prey, bro. I can easily.
Hey.
Dominate you in 3 seconds, and it, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not that big. I'm 5'6".
Are you saying I'm weak?
100%.
All that workout I do.
All that workout you do, a man can still be stronger than you. All it takes is brute force. You know what I'm saying? Like Chibi is thick as hell. Like she can easily out-tech, but guess what? Guess what Millie does? It's easily she can take over. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much she works, how much thick she is.
No, Millie is very small. Like we have 3 dogs. We have a tank. Well, we have one that's like 11 years old. She's a German Shepherd. But she's 11 now, so she's kind of getting to her retirement stage, settling down, just kind of going around the house. And then we have 2 dogs that are still they're still working for us.
Still working for it.
They're still gotta earn their keep. And one is a tank. She's more like pitbull like. She's a mutt. We don't know what she is. She's a mutt though.
Well, there
And the other one is she's more of a running dog. So yeah, you think. But the funny thing is, our tank never like beats our running dog when they come to fighting.
High key. You know that first time that Millie had like a gash in her chest?
Yeah.
I think it was from this motherfucker.
Oh, because she didn't back down. She didn't back down.
Highest the keys the very first time, and
Yeah.
I never knew how she had that gash in her chest. I was like, there's no way she jumped at the fence and the fence flipped her.
That makes more sense though.
The fence
because it was
flipping her?
so deep in that I feel like she had
it
to
just
get
looked
clipped.
like that. But then, dude, Maya's injury looked worse. Maya had like complete.
But
like,
that makes sense on her face, right?
No, Maya's scratches was from the cat. Sorry, like Maya's face, her ear was.
Yeah.
It was completely like beat up, bloody, and then like she was missing a chunk from her like side of her face.
But it's easier to grab an ear. You can't just go into the middle of a chest and poke something in with your teeth. Like how?
Have you seen them grab each other? Millie grabs Chibi's neck and goes like this.
Listen.
And then like turns around so I could grab her imagining like she tried to grab Millie's neck, but Millie doesn't have much fat, so she grabbed Millie's like chest chunk and then they like ripped it off on accident in the beginning. Yeah. But Millie doesn't feel pain. She didn't even feel anything.
Dogs don't feel pain.
They do, but like she feels pain if you just touch her ear. You touch her ear, it's like she cries.
Well, that's what it's like to be a dog in real estate. We don't feel pain. We just go through it. We just go through it. Not over it, not under it, through it. You know?
Trolls.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, that's really all I have about living with a real estate agent. My schedule is tight. We could always improve on being better husband, wives, no matter where you're at in your life. Right, I think over the next of course 2 or 3 years, if it gets more busy, I'll adjust somehow, and he'll adjust with me. Maybe he'll start waking up at 3. I don't know. But
I'm already sleeping earlier and earlier. Like out of the 7 days out of the week, now at least 3 of the days I'm falling asleep at like 8:30 or 9 because my body's not being able to keep up. But now like there's some days I'll stay up till like 12:30, but then nowadays. There's a lot of the days I'm not being able to stay up past 10.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this for years. Like, only because I sleep so early. I have this bad thing where, I'll sleep, but it's hard for me to fully sleep, and I'm sure you understand because you need someone safe protecting you.
In
by your
the bed,
side.
I'm
like,
at home.
A warm body, you know what I mean? Like,
see, that would make sense if I was outside, I was out at the club, I was at bars, I was out, even just out and about.
No, sometimes you just need that
upstairs.
warm body.
I am upstairs, bro. Get the hell out of here.
Okay, understood. All right, but like it's kind of nice whenever I'm not fully asleep until he pretty much is back in bed. It used to be 1 o'clock, it used to be 12. Now it's getting closer to where I'm falling asleep, which is I sleep at 8. So it's hard for him to get there. But that is part of one of the perils. One thing I would say that also I've noticed that me as a person, like through the years, I've gone more like, I don't know the word to say, like not fun, not
old.
I'm not old. I don't feel old. I just feel like that type of like person. Like I'm not like always down to like party or just like go out.
That's because you haven't hopped off. Remember, you're one track minded. Yeah. So back in college, your only thing was just to have fun. Like you were just chilling. You were working. Like you know what I'm saying. Like everyone was just living their life in college or whatever. But once you started this journey of real estate, you were one track minded, and everything else doesn't matter as much because what you have a bigger goal or mission in mind, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to get that shit done, and not having money makes you not want to have fun. Money equals fun, right? In this life.
Even when I started making more money, I feel like I'm still at a point where if you say like we're not going out this weekend, I'm like, oh yes,
yeah, that's because
mama.
That's because you and me like to stay home. You like to be with me and like stay home and like it's a nice but that's because you're also unwinding after a brutal Monday through Friday, are you not? You're literally working like 60 hours during the week, so Saturday you want to do fucking nothing and decompress all day long.
But how does it affect you, like as an extrovert? I would consider you as an extrovert.
Yes, I mean I'm fine. The thing is, whenever we do have the funds, like, you know, whenever we are both good in terms of that, like, we go out enough. We'll go out like once a week with our friends, go out to grab a bite to eat. Me and you always go out to go eat. Me, I don't care about drinking anymore. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, at this age, like, the stomach, drinking is not good for me. So, like, once a month drinking is like, that's more than I need. And I can get fucked up that once a month, and I'm good enough, because I got MJ with me. So I'm like Mary Jane. Let me specify. I forgot there's people named MJ.
We have someone in the office named MJ. Like,
I forgot for a second. I was like, let me specify. Like, as long as I have that, man, I don't need to be anything else, because, yeah.
So you want to say, like, me being more of a let's work and, like, stay home has affected you in any way?
No, that's fine, because when you do have money, I know you do like to spend on things. Like, I know you, and when you did have money, we went to Peru, we went to places, and we traveled, so we do things. So that's the only thing that I really care about, is if when we do have money, we go somewhere. So yeah,
I think it'll come.
I don't doubt it. It's been like about a year and a half, almost 2 years since Peru, so
yeah,
we'll get back to it.
More crazy trips.
A little less crazy than maybe, we're getting older, so, like, not as death-inducing trips.
I hate that whenever, like, you're
not
saying,
as
like, we get older.
You just said that.
It's part what keeps us alive. Like, that's what we need sometimes.
So would you go on another 8-hour motorcycle journey
I want to go to
into
Vietnam.
the mountains and almost die?
I would love to go to Vietnam.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean we have to do an 8-hour motorcycle ride and almost die.
Like, does it have to be in the mountains? No, but could it be like
That's fine.
Like 8-hour trip?
No, I don't need to ride a motorcycle for 8 hours.
We gotta
I don't even ride a motorcycle here for 8 hours for fun.
Okay,
What makes you think it's fun over there?
At 80 miles per hour.
I don't drive a car here for fun either.
Okay, see, he doesn't even like to drive here. That'd be a different story. But we're in a beautiful.
Yeah, a 2 to 3 hour motorcycle ride is more than enough. We go on a 2 to 3 hour ride. We enjoy the life. After 6 hours, 7 hours, you're like, it's a chore. My back is like, I'm fucking dying. I'm struggling on the bike. It's a chore.
But how good is it when you're done? You park. You get out.
The
you take
anxiety
off your
after
shoes,
getting off a bike. I'm literally dead. I go to sleep. No, I go to sleep.
Right?
I know.
We don't go to sleep.
I want to. My body is shutting down. Like, I am literally, after I get off a bike, I feel like I was just in an 8-hour like train wreck. I don't know. My adrenaline was pumping. I was like in a boxing match for 8 hours straight. Actually, I was like fighting for my life for 8 hours. You don't understand the toll that it takes in my mind,
it was
right?
Fun. I would do that again because the toll just keeps with you alive, and this is why I'm in real estate. A real estate agent, because that crazy roller coaster real estate keeps me alive. Anyways, I feel like our topic today is living with a real estate agent. I don't know if we stayed on topic, but it was a good time. It was a good time.
But life is never about one topic.
All right, guys. I am happy if you guys made it this far. Kudos to you. You're one of the real ones. Any last words, Vikas Mohan?
No, it was great to be the first guest on the show. I'm looking forward to seeing how this show will.
Right? I'm excited.
Like how the setup will look, how everything will look, who's your guest going to be, what you're going to talk about. I'm excited for you. So it's good to see you being a creative, Ashley. I like it. This is the side of your
We're evolving, guys.
But yeah.
All right.
Oh, this way. All right. We have
the
shortest one.
Toodles.
Yeah, that's the best one.